All aboard. It's that Tau symbol. Episode 69 of the Devil's Towers 1969 Max Chaos game in the Simutrans sessions here on How Not to Game with Callie Jack. I'm Callie Jack, your host. The gaming identity, persona, whatever handle for the guy behind Dyfed Rex. And we're looking at possibly being under 1 million. Maybe it keeps flirting with it, but I think it'll be over, unfortunately, for the year. I'm still working my way through the lists of vehicles to try and find the ones that are most in need of being removed. Sorry about the delay here. I sound a bit rough. I tried walking on the leg yesterday, and the knee is today saying, along with the rest of the leg, that was not a good idea, and the ankle's informing me that, yes, hey dummy, I was hurt too. Now, I have several items that were dispatched to resolve issues that have resolved them and no longer are making money. So these guys get to go to the depot until the next time the problem comes back up. At least in the depot, they don't cost me money. In Pack 64, Pack 128 can be a little bit different. Fair warning, when we play 128 later this week, we will probably start encountering those vehicles that have a monthly flat cost as well. And those guys hurt. And we are well on our way to the goal of making it to that 2025 end date. There's that guy off the road. One more one. This guy, also looking at the trips versus free cap, way big spread. Total trips, peak of 223, but that's in a month. But when you look at the free cap that month, yeah. So we need to take a peek at the line and see if there's multiple vehicles. There's not. So again, this one, go to depot. The line has no longer become profitable. It's time to start shedding some of the buses, some of the other things that are not making a profit. This bus is losing money. Same thing. Let's look at pre-cap versus chart. Early on each month, it stays pretty good. Some of this stuff is picking up. But at the same time, I'm wondering, with this many on there, we can at least retire one bus, and we're just going to retire that bus. Now with 2, that line should take and turn around a little bit. And I'm kind of just looking road vehicles for right now. And this guy, we've got 2 of these on here. Don't need the megahertz on it, but we can use him somewhere else, so we'll send him to a depot. It'll cost us money to take and save him by sending him to the depot, but I think the short cost and having the ability to either redispatch or set up new lines with those down the road will help us. Ashlock Tone Coach. Again, I want to see how many do I have. Just the one. How many stops does a town coach have? just the 4. So we may need to take and adjust that routing. But we don't do that normally here. The lollipop bus, another one. Looking at that. Big spread. Huge spread. Yeah, that's too big of a spread for the bus. It's time. Let's go ahead and just retire this guy. Going through, just eliminating lines, starting to try to do things. Now, a minibus doesn't cost us much. I ain't too worried. And as we can see, he's low down in our list. Now, going back to the top of the list, the buses losing us the most money are things like this. And out there at Oldmouth, because there have been new routings and such, and let's go to the Oldmouth. Let's come out here, take a peek. We're servicing spots that, except for the castle, have service already. What is his schedule? Well, if we just take out the Patrick's Rock, maybe this guy can start carrying more people and let the train take care of Patrick's Rock. So I think that's what we're going to do. This stop, no longer there. That stop, no longer there. We are going to also take a look at this because he can block. There's not really a pull out there, so he was just blocking the road at Oldmouth Station. Right there. So I think what we'll do is we will have him come into Oldmouth stop as well. But first we will insert Oldmouth Station there. Have him meet a tighter route. Maybe he'll pick up more passengers that way. A lot of these buses either need route adjustments or something. The Breton Polly, this is another one where we've replaced with a train. Because we've replaced with a train, I'm going to go ahead and tell this bus to retire. There he goes. Let's look at our finances again and do a speed run. We're looking monthly. Monthly is where I need to look. We need to look at our op costs. That's what we're trying to reduce right now. We can't reduce much our bloody infrastructure costs on maintenance, infrastructure maintenance, but we can deeply reduce everything else. Yeah, some of these are going to cost us little bits that we're contributing towards our upswing, but at the same time, just not enough. They were throwing just as much downside. So the goal is if we can bring this down to under 1 million, we need to get it to the point where ridership functions well. We're not getting those 100,000 rides anymore. That's another issue. Our ridership is down quite a bit. We did get it under 100,000. There we go. That's the goal, is to try to stabilize some of these lines. Next, going to take a peek at the trains. Using that same criteria, the ones losing the most money. And right there, there's one that's just losing money too much. Too much locomotive, cost-wise. Maybe if we could save some money. Maybe if we could configure. Let's get out here and take a look at this guy. He's dispatching from here. Okay. Is there a new, better wagon for cars? No. The auto rack, megahertz car carrier, that's our one. What other methods do we have to haul by? Not much. And you know what? It's time. We've got to take and do one thing here. One little infrastructure thing. Just so we can start peeking at what's going on. Did that. We've got our electric cargoes here now. So now I can look at these guys. 47.38. Not going to save us any money whatsoever. All made to take and move passengers. Just like the X2000. There's just not much we can do with those guys. And our X2000 line on the Ashfield-Mallowfield Pax Rail is not making money. I have an answer. It ain't going to be popular. It's time to take it to the 100% at both ends. Maybe then it will break even. And this is all I'm trying to do right now, is just change enough of the game finances so that we make it to that end point. Looking again at our locomotives. What could we slap on there that's cheaper than those two 1411s? We could save about $6. Just a little over $6 switching to SDs. And I think that's what we're going to do. So we're going to tell this guy to unload only. When he's done, we're sending him back. Go to the depot, we're going to swap you out and put SDs on you. See if that $6 is the difference per click. If we can get it under 50, we can get it under 50 a click. We're doing good. Sorry if I'm a little soft on this voicing today. I am waiting for the pain pills to kick in. Vitamin I, ibuprofen. It was a joke back in the day, and now I'm beginning to understand why so many people swore by it. And we do have some others that just don't make any sense. Okay, he's here. Let's take these two guys off. We're going to do a put in front. Took it down to 49, so get him right back out onto the line. And it might be that we just need to add another car. I don't know. Autos are supposed to be a very good financial delivery tool. And I'm pretty certain I can take and add extra cars. Now it's just what can we do to try to boost some of these factories and such, and to start relieving pressure at the spots where we've got too much pressure going. Trying to get a power line out and over to where there's power. I went the wrong way. Yeah, I went the wrong way. There we go. Gotta leave it. Take the hit. That's the rule. Where we're starting to get everything squared away, we can do this. Let's check the finances. Is the bottom line holding better? Well, not really. We're creeping back down last month, but we'll have to see how it's going to go. Maximum Chaos has become very tough to build, especially in the setup we have. Ooh, I didn't catch this. We had 2 wind power plants and a car dealership come in. Nope, that car dealership is just not being served. What happened to our route here? Okay, we'll be back to you in a moment, factory list. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so we need to get something onto that route. And we need it out there soon. The speed needed on cars. 5%. Yeah, it takes 2 engines. Alright, and that's going to be... We also have the roughneck to get back out there. Well, those are the ones we took out. Crisis dealt with. Auto Racker is on its way out. Try to start making some money there. I doubt it will. And looking at the financials, 1.2. Again, not looking great for the year. But we are starting to see fewer deep dips, fewer harsh dips, but we're not getting the highs that we did before, the constant back and forths. Hopefully getting the auto rackers back onto the runs will start getting us some of those back. 90. What was the year last year? So it's 2004. 21 years left. Didn't do too bad. We only went up a little bit. And unfortunately, we're going to need to go through and start selling depots and selling everything else towards the end to make it, though. Well, that's this episode. Episode 69. Not the most energetic, but we're desperately trying to get ourselves... Oh, this has been served. I think both of these have been served. I just didn't mark them. So we'll mark them fast, get to them. Yep, both of them are done. And we'll see you next time. Have a better day than I'm having.